Okay, so here's a close-up of the string here. This is where I'm going to be starting my serving. So I just take my beeswax, apply it over real quick. I take my serving, bring it through, squeeze it tight, bring the loose end, lay the loose end down. Then I start wrapping over. You want to start off loose. Then you want to pull the end tight, lay it back down, and then just start serving. So you want to serve down about 1/2 inch or so, then pull the loose end back like this, and then just keep serving. Alright, so I go ahead, pull out about 10 inches of this thread, cut it, and what I do is I take this and take my finger, I bring the loop over my finger like this, you can see that, and bring it under, then I take my finger, press down on this loop, I bring the loose end into the loop, and I bring it down inside of the loop, and sort of just loosely wrap it. The whole point of this is just to keep the loop out of the way so that when we're wrapping this, we don't bother the loop. So then you start bringing this loop around, and we're moving the serving thread from in here to out here. Alright, so once you've moved about 1/2 inch worth of serving thread, go ahead and pull off your loose end, bring it back, and you can see the loose end is now over here, so I'm actually wrapping over that loose end with the loop. So this is an opportunity to really make sure that your end loop is tight. Right. So once you've got that, just take your loose end and you pull it through. Tighten that, and then you can go ahead and trim the loose ends. Take your super glue, just put a dab on all the exposed parts in the top portion. There you go. So now this loop is served, and so pretty much the string is done. Now the string is done, what you want to do is loosen this up, and then you can take the string off. Now, normally I like to do my center serving on the bow. But if you are making a bunch of strings and you're kind of, standardizing it and just putting the serving in the same spot, what you can do now is loosen up the pivot, bring it in a little bit. You take the string off of this center post, then you move it around while moving it back, and now you've got this whole center area to work with. You can also use this and just apply some pressure to sort of use this as an improvised string stretcher. So you just tighten down the pivot, and there you go. Now your string is nice and tight, and you can put a center serving on it, or you can just let it sit and let the string stretch a little bit. So I'm going to be taking this off and putting it on my bow so you can see how it works. To do that, you loosen the pivot, pull this down, there you have the finished string. Here we go. Alright, so now that our string is finished, we get to string our bow up. There it is. So if we measure it, the brace height is 7¼ inches, which is what we were planning on it being once we made the proper length string for it. So when you're talking about buying strings or making strings, this string, even though it's 41 inches, is technically, if you were buying the string, this would be considered a 44-inch string. 44 inches just because that's the standard way of measuring. So once you figure out your bow's ideal string length, add 3 inches, and that's what's called the AMO length. So even though this bow is roughly 47 inches long, it's technically an AMO 44-inch just because it uses an AMO 44-inch string or a 41-inch string. So just another way to keep things standard, which sometimes can make things more complicated. But here it is. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.